on Wi-Fi.
Hi. Hi. I'm so glad that we figured this out. This is your first Instagram Live, so welcome. This is going to be a great chat, I believe. How's your day going?
It's good. Good. Still decorating for Christmas, so I'm still in pajamas. I put a nice shirt on though.
Oh my God. Business on the top, party on the bottom.
That's how I worked whole COVID. Whole COVID was like that.
Oh my gosh. My boyfriend does that all the time with his work meetings. And I'm like, Sean, if you ever have to stand up, like, you're going to be so embarrassed. But yeah, so when we were trying to get you up on here, I kind of told everybody, you've been in the program since July. You're local to my area. Do you want to give a bit of an introduction to you other than those things?
Sure. Yeah, sure. Well, I'm 44 years old. I had started with symptoms just this past January after a UTI. Never really had UTIs before. I think I had maybe one in my life. But I had always had issues with like having to go to the bathroom like every 5 minutes. I was that friend that had to stop all the time. I knew where every bathroom was everywhere, but never really thought about it. So I had, my symptoms started with UTI. They never went away. So I had like burning, pressure, urgency, all the things. It just felt like I had UTI 24/7. I went to my gynecologist first, who kind of told me it sounded like I had, overactive bladder. So they gave me like some things to do to try to see if it helped. Didn't help. I went to a urologist. She said the same thing. So then I found my amazing doctor, your doctor too. And that's when I feel like I started getting on the right track. But I still felt like something was missing. Like I was so grateful to have him. But I was missing something. So I found you on TikTok, I think. I think I started with your IC Collective first. And then I took the jump and I said, okay, I'm going to do this. And I just remember the first support group. Like, I'll never forget the first support group. Because before that, I was feeling so alone and lost, and I like cried all the time. It was awful. It was a horrible 3 months of my life. But I got off the call and I literally cried of happiness. And I said to my husband, I feel like I found support. These people understand me. I talked to women who had the same things I had, and it was like a light switch went off, and it was like I felt better that day getting off the call. Like it was amazing. I wasn't healed, but I felt like so much relief. Yeah, I really did. It was like unreal. That is the best. It was the best feeling. I think everybody says that too.
Honestly, I would say the majority of people do say that. Occasionally there will be someone who's just a little overwhelmed with, you see not a couple. Sometimes we have maybe 6 or 8 people, and it can be overwhelming. So that's why I always say, when you join a group call, you don't have to show your face at first. You can listen. You can just dip your toe in, leave when you want. Like, there's no pressure.
Right. Yeah. I think I was a little further on my journey than some people when they first start. So I kind of knew. My mom had IC for 20 some years. So I was very informed about the condition. So I knew I needed to get help immediately. And I feel like that was the disconnect she had in her journey with this, is that she never had support. And if she had the support, I think things would be a lot different for her now.
Yeah. From what you've told me about her, it seems like that is a missing piece. But so it basically, in that intro, you did a good job answering questions I was about to ask.
I'm sorry. You could tell me to like, all right, hold up.
It's okay. We're going to break it down. So can you talk more about what your life looked like in the weeks to maybe months before you joined Road to Remission? Like what you were feeling emotionally, mentally, what things weren't you able to do that you wanted to be doing, things like that.
Yeah, for sure. I was in a complete state of panic, 24/7 panic. I couldn't sleep at night. I would wake up just my heart racing, sweating just from anxiety of the fear of the unknown. What is my life going to be like? I stopped doing I think I went to work and came home. That's basically all I did. I stopped exercising. I was very big into exercising. I stopped going out to eat. I blew off so many social things and made excuses to go anywhere, like restaurants. I couldn't like walk into a restaurant because I would have like a panic attack. I have a senior in college and a senior in high school, and all I could think of was, I'm going to miss this year of their life. I'm not going to be able there to enjoy like their last of all the things that they have in their academic career. So it was so scary, super, super scary. I think I took pre-leaf with every single thing I ate. I was afraid to eat. I was eating things that were like so bland and thinking that they were making me flare. Before I joined, I lost 20 pounds. My hair was falling out. I was just not in a very good mental place.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't think I knew that you lost that much weight. That's a significant
20 pounds within, I think I started with symptoms in January. I think in like a month, not even a month. I lost so much weight. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, at least we're on the other side of that now, right?
Oh yeah, now I'm gaining it because I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna eat this and I'm gonna eat that, and then I'm like enjoying this again. And it's the first time like I'm totally okay too. I'm like, I'm gaining weight, I don't care. Like
yeah, amazing.
Yeah.
So what ended up, like, was there one thing that made you decide to take action and join the program, or was it multiple things? Like, what happened there?
I think that I was on like support groups on Facebook and online, and they were all super negative. I wasn't finding anything that like was giving me hope. And then your TikTok was just so positive, and I was just like, all right, I need to do this. Like, I'm not going to waste my time, thinking about it. I'm just going to do it. And I literally think I joined within like a day of saying that I was going to join.
I was going to say this earlier, but I forgot.
Yeah.
You joined the IC Collective, and then I did. Like 12 hours. You joined.
Yes.
Remission. And I was like, okay.
Yeah, because there was like so much on the IC Collective that I was like, oh my gosh, like this is amazing. Like all this positive, good education. And I was like, I'm just doing it. I'm doing it. And I'm so glad I did.
Yeah. Because you get in the IC Collective and you see all that education, but then you get in Road to Remission and it's like that times 4.
It is.
Right?
It is. And you can't find that online. You can't find it from your doctor either because, one, they don't have enough time to spend giving you all these resources and telling you where to go for all these resources. But so amazing. Like, it's like, I can't begin to tell you how blessed I am that I found this group.
Yeah.
Really.
What were your first impressions when you got in there? I know you already mentioned like the comfort you found in the support group. Like, did you have other first impressions?
I think it was like, I guess the first impression was it's more to do with just diet. Like, I thought it was like all diet related. My mom had it, like I said, has it. And everything was like revolved around her diet. And there were so many more things that it could be than diet. And so that was so interesting to me. And I was, I dug right in. I did not waste any time. I just couldn't stop. I couldn't get enough of the information.
Yeah.
And by doing that and then doing the elimination diet, I feel like I'm not very diet sensitive. I have so many more things that I'm working on. Definitely, it's hard work, hard work. It's not easy. You have to put the work in, because like there's no magic pill.
Right.
And I think a lot of people want that magic pill, but it's just not reality.
Oh my God, yeah. I wanted that. I wanted that so many times when I was like a teenager and early adult, like just wanting so desperately to get relief that I would do anything. I remember I found this like specialist in Philly that did this surgery that helped people with like vulvodynia pain. And I didn't even like look into it that much. And I just went in and I was like, can you do this for me? And then she's like, yeah, and we got scheduled. And I didn't even like know what the procedure was called. Like,
that I was the same way too. I was like, all right, you offer that? Yep. Sign me up. Yep. Okay. Yep. I'll take that. Yep. Oh, I don't care about the side effects. Give it to me. So yeah.
Yep, exactly. Now, did you have any hypotheses on what your root cause was going to be going in? Did you think it was strictly going to be diet? Did you have any other hunches?
I thought it would be diet. Like I really did, because everything it seemed that I was eating was, I think, flaring me, but it wasn't. I don't know. I had kind of mixed things, because before I joined, I didn't know what like pelvic floor dysfunction was and nervous system dysfunction. And I've struggled with anxiety and depression since a young age. So it was good to learn more about that, because I really feel like diet issue. I feel like I have nervous system dysfunction, which is, with the new year, that is going to be my main focus. I'm going to really work on that. Going to an amazing PT right now, thanks to you. She's wonderful, and she's been helping me so much. But yeah, I never thought IC was what it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I always just thought it was like, okay, you have no life. You can't eat the things you like anymore. You're not going to be able to travel, go on vacation. But it's not that.
Yeah.
Once you get your symptoms under control.
And I think that's a common belief among people with IC. Like, we're getting the IC diet essentially shoved down our throats. Like, you know, we get all those handouts. Everybody in support groups is talking about the diet. And even like in my first year of working with people with IC, like I thought diet was like the main problem. And after the past few years of, I've worked with over 100 people in Road to Remission, like there are very few people with a lot of diet sensitivity. Most of our clients are finding their root cause to be nervous system dysregulation, pelvic floor dysfunction, maybe hormone issues. So I think it's important for people to know that it may not be food. You may be restricting your diet for no reason, essentially. And you know, I know that you kind of fell into that like mindset of, oh, I can't eat these things. I'm going to eat really bland. If you flare up, like it has to be the food. I think we all get in that mindset, and it's hard to open your mind to, oh, well, maybe it is my nervous system. Maybe it is something else. And I feel like once you learn more about that, you start paying attention, and then you start having light bulb moments where it's like, oh, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. That's why I feel like this right now. I know it's like when you're with me, when I get stressed out or something, like I start panicky, I feel it right away. Like I'm like, okay, I gotta breathe because I feel a flare coming, and it's just so weird. Like it's so weird how I know my body so well now that I know if a flare is gonna come, like before it does.
Oh,
and I try to prevent it.
Yeah. And I'm just thinking about, like, we had a group call yesterday, and you were there, right?
Yeah,
you were. Yeah. Like, what day was yesterday?
Yeah.
I feel like on the majority of our group calls, we're talking about our nervous systems so much because everybody is starting to see that, oh, stress is really contributing to my symptoms. Like, many of us just don't realize how stressed we are. And it may not even feel like stress. You might be in a state of freeze, like fight, flight, or freeze.
Yeah.
There's a lot that could be happening. And so once you start to learn about it, that's really when you can start being more aware and then making changes. And like what we're working on is preventing those types of flares. So, yeah, I think that's something that we're really noticing in our clients. And, you know, I know that that's a big thing for you. Was there anything besides nervous system dysregulation that you've found to be a trigger?
Hormones, like my cycle. So, different times of my cycle, I'll flare. Mm-hmm. I've tracked it. I know that now by tracking it. I've been tracking it for like the past 3 months. So, I did start, you know, looking a lot more into that, and by the like some of the information and the hormone class that you had, I just started the seed cycling to see if that helps with it. And it's interesting, like just the different kinds of foods to eat during around certain different times of your cycle. So I'm hoping that helps and that works. But I think my main things are definitely hormonal, nervous system dysfunction, and pelvic floor dysfunction for sure. Mm-hmm. I know because sometimes when I feel like super tight, or you know, I feel a flare coming on, I'll like do my stretches and I feel better right away. Like mm-hmm. It's got to be something. It has to be something to do with that.
Yeah. Can you talk about how the program helped you figure out that those were your root causes?
Yeah, it's kind of like a list, and you just kind of visit everything and you kind of like just check it off the list. Okay, nope, it's not that. Yep, this kind of sounds like something it might be, and you kind of just then revisit that and get more educated about it and work on it. And if you start feeling better, then definitely that is a part of it. So I feel like it's like a checklist.
Yeah.
It's almost like a science. It's like a science experiment for your body. Yeah.
It is. Yeah. It is. Like you could have one root cause, you could have multiple. Yeah. So we start with diet just because it's the easiest place to start, in my opinion. And if you're restricting your diet, you're missing out on essential nutrients most likely. And so you got to get that variety back in your diet so that you can have energy and you can focus your energy on figuring out what is causing your symptoms. And that's why we have everyone tracking so many things, and it can be overwhelming at first, and sometimes we have to take baby steps, but tracking what you're eating, what you're drinking, what your bathroom habits look like actually measuring your urine, how many times you're going each day, what your urge looks like, keeping track of stress levels, keeping track of your menstrual cycle if you feel it could be hormone related. But you don't have to do all of that at the same time. You could take it like a couple things at a time so that you don't get overwhelmed. So
that's what I felt like super overwhelmed at the beginning, because I was like, okay, it's this. I have to work on this and this. And then I had to tell myself, no, okay, we're going to focus on the diet portion, and that's it. So I did that faithfully, like for 3 months, even longer. I tracked every single thing. I tracked, bathroom habits, food. And then, I can be like, all right, check that off the list. Although there are some things I still have to test. And then I'm moving on right now. I'm working on hormones. So, and pelvic floor, but that's been all along. But yeah, it's so interesting.
I know. And you talk about the overwhelm at first with the tracking. And I think a lot of people experience that because most of us are perfectionists and we want to do everything perfectly.
Yeah. And
we put a lot of pressure on ourselves. And so that's why we're really flexible in the program. Like if somebody says, I'm really overwhelmed by all of this, we're like, okay, let's just start with food or let's start with stress and let's go from there. Yeah. Like it's definitely a personalized experience. And I don't know where I was going with that thought, but
you were saying that you're flexible, like you don't. Yeah. People are overwhelmed. That's what you're saying.
Thanks for bringing that home for me. At the beginning of the call, I didn't know what day it was, so I was like,
"Oh, I'm like that every day."
It's the bad.
I think that's part of this condition too.
I know. So how soon after joining the program did you start noticing relief from your symptoms?
I would say, I'm trying to think back because it was a while ago. I would say like a good, I don't know. I felt like better right away. And then, I'd say maybe like a month. Mm-hmm. I think a month. And then I was like, every day was like baby steps. It was like a tiny bit better every single day. And that's what you have to like tell yourself is this is not going to happen fast. This is a slow moving condition. You'll feel better a little bit. And then I would think about my worst day. And then I would think about where I was at that moment. And I would be like, wow, look how far I've come.
Yes. And that's why we have you do a baseline phase before you start the elimination diet. Know where you're starting and you can compare. Because when you're in your own body every single day. So it's like you don't really notice minor changes over time. Right. Like so having that to compare back to I think is really important.
It is.
And that's also why we have you complete that quality of life survey before the program and like 3 months after being in, so that you can really see the difference.
Yeah. And I was reading my goals like the other day and I will like surpass them all.
What were your goals?
Like, my goals, I think they were like, in 3 months, just like have, go from like I think a 4 to 3 or something. Like I was setting my expectations too high. I was like, okay, I'll be happy if I just have a little relief. Yep. But I feel like I had so much more relief, like just tremendous.
Mm-hmm. I mean, sometimes when you're in pain or you're experiencing frequency or urgency, whatever, like I think with the amount of failed treatments and disappointment that we go through, I think we are protecting ourselves by setting our expectations very low.
Yeah.
I'm the same way. Mm-hmm. I've just gone through life like that because I hate that feeling of disappointment. And so I mean, I always encourage people because if you start making your goals and you're like, I want to reach remission.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, no shit. Yeah. We all want to reach remission.
That wasn't even on my goal. I was like, no, I'm not even going to.
It's like, we need to make sure they're realistic. We need to make sure everyone's expectations are clear. Because, you know, like you said, it's not going to be an overnight quick fix type of thing. It's going to be more of a marathon and, you know, there's going to be highs and lows. There's definitely going to be lows. Did you have any like roadblocks that came up throughout the program?
I did. I think with my hormones, I was flaring all the time, like for that whole like luteal phase. I think that's what the phase is called. I'm just starting to learn all about that. I think it's the luteal follicle phase, something like that. I probably sound like an idiot. But,
no, you don't. You sound smart.
Okay, good.
You sound smart.
I know. But yeah, so I was like flaring like constantly, and they would be like, you know, it wasn't like I can't live like and have a normal life flare. It was just annoying. It was uncomfortable and annoying. It wasn't like awful. But I was still just like every month, like clockwork. But this is the first month that I did not flare before my cycle, and I have it right now, and I'm feeling 100% fine.
Wow.
So, which is so weird to me. I'm like on day 16 of no symptoms. So I'm not on one. Day 16. I can show you my calendar. I put a smiley face on every day that I have like no symptoms. And then if I have like a day, I put like a little,
Wait, please send me a picture of that.
I will. I will. I have like all these different faces, and I have like one for mood. I have one for, it's kind of funny. good for my husband though, because he could look at it and be like, oh, okay, I'm not going to mess with her today. And my kids can look at it. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I love that. Also, hi Amy. Amy's here.
I think it was Amy that actually suggested that, because she said she used to do that. She would like put little like smiley faces and stuff, and I was like, that's so much better than like writing out exactly how you were feeling.
Yeah.
Rather than, because that gets a little overwhelming, and who has time for that?
It's simple.
Yeah, simple. Smile, a frown, a
Thanks, Amy. You're the best for giving that suggestion. We'll gas you up. So I wanted to ask about diet. So what have you brought back into your diet so far?
Oh my gosh, so much stuff. Coffee. I'm drinking my second coffee today. Coffee, wine, onions. I feel like I brought everything back except spicy food. Like that's my last thing that I have to try. Spicy food and chocolate. I didn't try chocolate yet because it's not like a big thing for me.
Which is weird.
It is so weird. I know. I would rather. I've had pizza. I have had. I don't know. I think I am a healthy eater like all the time. I just, so I don't really eat a lot of crap. But I have ate some. I've had some just to be like, I can eat this. It doesn't bother me. Yeah. But yeah, I think I brought back mostly everything except spicy food. I think one thing that I'm kind of testing to see if it bothers me is vinegar. But I think I tested that during a hormonal part of my cycle. So I'm going to test that again. But yeah, I think I pretty much don't even I go out to eat. I don't even think about asking them what's in it. So, which is really cool because.
Oh my gosh. That's so such a liberating feeling.
Oh, it was so bad. And that's like the thing that we love to do in my family, is that's how we like spend time together, is by going out to eat and trying different things. And I would go out to eat and I would just get this pit in my stomach, like, okay, I got to ask this waitress 100 million questions. And for the most part, they were always so kind about it. But yeah, no, that's one part I don't miss.
Yeah, totally. How did you break through that food fear that you were experiencing?
I just got to a point where I was just like, to hell with this. Like, I'm just going to go for it. Like, I'm just going for it. I'm not going to think about it. It's all mindset. This is half of this whole condition is mindset, I think. Like, you have to be in the right mindset. And I was able to get in the mindset, a good mindset, because of this group and the support and everybody on the call was always like, yeah, do it, try it, good luck. And like, so supportive. And yeah, you just got to say the hell with it and just try it. What's the worst that's going to happen? You're going to flare a little bit. You've got all the tools you need to control it if you do. So I think that's the point that I got at.
Yeah, that's a really good point, because I think a lot of people would be like, well, if I eat this and I flare, it's going to ruin my whole week. Yeah. And it's like, that is valid if you don't have support, if you don't have the tools you need to get through those flares. And in Road to Remission, like, you have our community, you have us, you have the education, we have lots and lots of tools for you to utilize to figure out what helps you during flares. And every flare can be different depending on what the trigger is. So once you start to learn how to treat each flare, it's like you start to become less afraid because you're confident.
And I mean, I still carry Urabel in my purse, even though I have not used it probably in 4 months. I just have it there just in case. It's like a safety net. Like, I know if I'm out traveling and I have that. So,
and I don't know
then I don't.
If that's a healthy coping mechanism.
I don't know. I don't think it is. It's probably not, but that'll be my next step. Leave the Urabel at home and go.
Oh man, I do the same thing though. Yeah. I understand completely. But yeah, I think that there's a lot of people who believe food is their problem and they get this food fear and they're terrified to eat something, and then maybe somebody in a support group says like, oh, just try it. And it's like, if you're not in the right headspace and mental state to try that in a calm manner, like you probably will flare from the stress of that whole thing.
Yeah, that's why I think I was flaring doing it on my own. Like, I don't think this is something you could do on your own. You have to be a pretty strong person to be able to do this on your own. It's so much easier if you have like someone like you guiding you through it and holding your hand and just, or because I wouldn't have been able to. I would still be eating the same couple things.
I mean, you heard me talk about how my elimination diet was a track.
Yeah, and you're a certified dietitian.
I had no idea what I was doing back when I was in college, trying to figure out what was going on. Like, yeah. So I completely agree with you on that. So no diet triggers, or we're kind of
could be like maybe one or two for now. I think that's it so far.
Mm-hmm. And you're working on your nervous system. You're working on your pelvic floor. So you're doing all of the things that you need to be doing to alleviate those symptoms. You're treating the root cause. So can you talk about now what your life currently looks like in terms of your symptoms, what things you can do now, what your mental state is like now?
Yeah, like I don't obsess about my bladder 24/7. I feel like I'm getting back to myself. I feel like more like myself now. Before I would wake up and the first thing I would think about is my bladder. Okay, is my bladder going to hurt? Is it going to hurt when I pee? Is it going to, how's it going to feel all day? And I'm not so hyper focused on every sensation in my body anymore. And I can, I think I went to South Carolina and we drove 14 hours and I think we stopped 3 times. That was huge for me because before it would have been like every hour. I just feel like I'm back to living my life. I can have a glass of wine with my friends. I can go out to dinner with my husband and have a glass of wine and eat what I want pretty much. I exercise, back to exercising, just back to getting my life back.
Yeah. And you said
so restricted.
Yeah. I feel like you have a lot of freedom now. You send me pictures of you drinking coffee. I'm like,
I get so excited. I do. I get so excited. I'm always like, oh my God, I have to show Callie.
I know. I get so excited too. And when you said the thing about like getting excited about Christmas and the holidays,
I'm so excited.
So awesome.
I know, because I thought like, oh my God, I'm never going to enjoy anything again, because that's what goes through your head. It's so hard not to.
Yeah. Did you struggle with holidays in the past few years?
No, I haven't actually.
That's great.
Really? Well, really, it was just like my whole life has just been like urgency. Like I just had to go it didn't hurt, it didn't burn, but I went to the bathroom all the time. But I just think watching my mom suffer from this for so long, I thought that, okay, that was gonna be my life. So that was the biggest, hardest part for me. Because I see her not enjoying things, and that was scary to me. So I was worried. But I'm not worried anymore, because I'm like, I'm gonna beat this. I'm not gonna let this beat me. I'm not gonna let this beat me. Yeah.
So what part of the program would you say you liked the most, or like helped you the most?
The support. For me, it was the support. I still have to be on the call. Like every week I have to be on one of the calls. The support and the education. Yeah. Because without education, you're not going to know what is going on with you. Like, you're not going to know what your triggers are, you know what I mean? Like, you have to have good education, because you're not going to get good education from the internet. The internet's going to tell you that you have this horrible condition that doesn't have any, cure. There's no cure. And it's a painful, burning condition that you will live with for the rest of your life. And that's all I was reading.
Yep.
And that's like, not it. It's not it at all.
Nope, it is not. And I mean, it's everywhere on the internet. Like all of that negative information, that negative energy. It's like, no. So, I mean, I got really lucky with all of the women that are in this program. Like our community is just so positive and supportive, and like you guys have all built relationships with one another. I feel like that is really cool.
Absolutely. I love that. Every one of those women are just amazing.
Right.
And they're so strong, and they're just like they're your cheerleaders.
Exactly.
They want to see you succeed. They don't get jealous. Like I feel like they genuinely don't get jealous if you're doing good or you're having a good day. They're just like, yay, go Andrea.
It's awesome.
So it's great.
Yeah. The other day I was thinking, like, if something like this was presented to me back when I was struggling, like, I'm kind of an introvert and like I get social anxiety sometimes. So I feel like I'd be a little nervous about the group call situation. So
yes,
I mean, it's not, I'm bringing this up because I feel like there's probably people out there that are like, oh, I don't know about that. Like, I'd rather one-on-one support, but it's like, I mean, like I said in the beginning, you don't have to participate at first. You can just listen. You can listen to our recordings. Like, you don't have to be there live. Just get a feel for it. And then once you just like dip your toe in, you're like, oh, okay, it's actually fine. Like, I like this.
I will tell you, and you probably don't even know this about me, but I am the biggest introvert. Like, I am super, super, super introverted, and like before this, I was like, oh my God, I'm going to be on this live call, and I'm so nervous I'm going to throw up. But yeah, it's different. It is. It's different. Yeah. Once you get on that first call, you're just like, just wonderful.
Yeah. Well, first of all, I appreciate you even coming on.
I know.
I know. I get nervous for these things still.
Oh my God, I always do. And it's so funny because during COVID, I did this. Like, I had to talk to people all the time, and I'd get called out to talk in front of all these people, and I was just like, ugh. And they'd be like, you did so good. And I'm like, I did? Like, what?
Oh my God. Yeah, I completely feel that. And then of course, like it'll trigger my bladder, and then I'm like, ugh.
Yeah.
But I'm working on it.
Every day, one day at a time. That's my biggest motto.
Absolutely. So I think my last question to you is, what would you say to somebody who is considering joining our program?
Do it. It is scary, and it's probably, you're thinking, oh my gosh, it's expensive, but it is really just there's no amount of money I think that is worth your health. I mean, did I say that right? Yeah. Like, your health is your number one most important thing. And if you don't see yourself getting better by doing what you're doing now, the group, it's just, you won't regret it. It's a wonderful group.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yep.
Wonderful group.
Wonderful group. I love that. If anybody here has a question about Road to Remission while we have Andrea on, feel free to drop that in the comment box. She's, you have a couple minutes left to chat, right, Andrea?
Oh yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
So let us know if you have any questions. I did want to just quick say I'm running my big sale of the year right now. So for Black Friday, I'm offering 30% off Road to Remission, which is a very big amount that you could save. And yeah, I mean, we can get you relief in 3 months. I mean, Andrea had gotten relief in 1 month. So everyone's journey is different. Everyone's journey is unique. If you're not ready to start the elimination diet right away, that's fine. We can wait till after the holidays. We structured the program so that we can support people who are ready and people who aren't ready. And sorry, I always get distracted when somebody posts a comment in the comment section. Join people. The support is amazing, not the negativity you find on the internet. Oh, it's Andrea. Hey, Andrea.
Other Andrea. That's what I wanted to say that too. Thank you. I wanted to add that at the end too. Just I blanked.
I feel like we've had a lot of the Road to Remission community pop in to this live.
That's great. Oh,
We had, I think, Amy. We had Abby at first. We had Christine jumped in. There was Mary jumped in. I saw her name. So, yeah. And if anybody ever just like wants to talk to somebody in the program, like we have people who are more than happy to talk about their experience in the program. Andrea being one of them. I know you've offered before.
Absolutely. You could message me anytime.
Yeah. And tons of testimonials on my page, my website, whatever. And yeah, like Amy said, you rocked it, Andrea.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for taking the time to do this.
Absolutely.
This has been a really